Hey there, I'm Sneha and you are watching my channel Book Junction. Welcome to today's video. So in today's video I'm going to talk about Paulo Coelho, and this has to be one of the most highly requested videos. So it seems like that you guys love him, and personally I love him just as much. But I have to confess that I share a very weird relationship with him, and I have had my ups and downs with him. Now of course, as a reader we share a relationship with every author, right? So sometimes we fall in love with them and then we break up with them, then we patch up, and then we are again head over heels. So of course it's a relationship that builds with time and with every book that we read, and that's why it's very important to talk about these relationships. So today I'm going to talk about my relationship story with Paulo Coelho, and of course in the meantime I will talk about some of his books and which one I loved the most and which one I didn't. So yes, this video is going to be pretty wholesome, so I really hope that you will love it and watch it till the end. And if you like what you see so far, then definitely subscribe, it will mean a lot to me. So my first Paulo Coelho book was The Alchemist, and back then I was just a beginner and I had no idea about books. So I went to Google and searched about all the books that one should read in a lifetime, and The Alchemist was in every list. Like everyone talked about this book, and I was like, okay, I really have to read this. And then I read the book and I absolutely loved it, and that's why I feel like a lot of beginners start with this book. I as a beginner started with this book, and of course a bunch of other books as well, but this has to be one of the first few books that I read, and I absolutely loved it. Like the entire experience was amazing. I can still imagine what I felt back then, and I keep revisiting it over and over again, and it never gets old. Yes, of course I know the story now, so of course there is no thrill about the ending and all, but overall it's just the feeling that's really important. So The Alchemist was my first book, and after that I thought, no, I have to read all of his other books. So I loved his writing so much that I went ahead and ordered the collection of 10 books by him. It's a box set, and of course it also contained The Alchemist that I had already read in the PDF format, but I also wanted its physical copy, so I got that in this collection. So then I started reading other books by him, and my second pick was The 11 Minutes, and I loved 11 Minutes. Like it's really good. The storytelling is amazing, the story itself is so nice, and the ending, like overall it's a complete package and I loved it. But it's so different from The Alchemist. Like it has some really interesting things, and after reading Alchemist I didn't expect a book like 11 Minutes, but I enjoyed it and I highly recommend, but only if you are like above the age of 18. So yes, please keep that in mind. Now even though I loved 11 Minutes, but my second favorite book by Paulo Coelho after The Alchemist has to be By the River Piedra. I sat down and wept. So these three books were like super amazing, and then I started reading the other books, and this was the phase when I actually like fell out of love, if that's even a phrase or anything. But yeah, that was the time when I was starting to get over Paulo Coelho, and it was getting too much, and that was pretty much the time when I stopped enjoying his books and I stopped reading him for a while. So I did have all of his books, but I was not reading all of them. Like I read The Fifth Mountain, and it was good, but there was so much build up and so much was happening, but it did not lead anywhere. And that's when I realized that yes, it's a pattern in his books, because there is a lot happening and there's a lot of build up and so much happens, but by the end we don't really get an ending that we expect, and not really a lot happens. So that was like a revelation to me, and it was not a good one. Also, you have to keep in mind that I was a beginner at that time. I had not read a lot of books to understand anything related to writing and all of that, so I was just understanding everything. So yeah, I think I was at a phase where I stopped liking him, and I was like, no, I don't like him anymore, and Paulo Coelho is just overrated. Yes, he wrote a good book, Alchemist, but I think all of his other books are just overrated. And I started believing that yes, he is an overrated author and people just celebrate him too much, but really in a sense he is not that great. And this was my opinion of him after a while. So I took a little break from his books. I stopped reading his books. I did not complete the entire collection of his books, and I was like, no, let me just take a while, let me just take a break and not read him for some time, and I'll read some other books. So I was not reading him, and suddenly one day I picked up another book, and it was The Valkyries. And trust me guys, I hate that book. Like, I know a lot of you guys may love that book, but I hate Valkyries, and I still have not got myself to like it. Like, I find it very difficult to be kind with this book, but I just don't like Valkyries at all. It was like I just read that entire book and there was absolutely nothing by the end. And trust me, the ending of this video is going to be positive because I again fell in love with him, remember that. But yes, this is one book that I just cannot approve. I don't like it at all, even till today. It is definitely one of the books that I highly regret reading and just owning, and just overall I just don't like this at all. So yes, after my little break from Paulo Coelho, I read The Valkyries and I hated it, but I was determined that I will finish all the books that I already own, and that's why I was reading the other books. So after Valkyries, I read The Pilgrimage, which was again not something that I personally loved. But after that I read Veronica Decides to Die, which was actually pretty good. I really loved it, I really enjoyed it. Then I read The Zahir. So yes, I finished that particular collection of 10 books, and yeah, I was somewhere in a neutral place. Like, I didn't love him that much and I was also not hating on him, so I was indifferent. I was like, okay, yes, he's another author and he writes books and it's fine. I don't love him, but it's okay, I don't have to hate him. So I was somewhere there in that, at that moment. So I think after that I read Brida, which was again so good. Brida actually kind of made me really like him again. Then I read The Spy, which was again so good. Anyway, so enough with all of that. Now I want to talk about the book that actually made me fall in love with him for real this time. And my love for Paulo Coelho is only getting stronger now, because now I feel like I actually understand him as an author and as a person. And I think it's very important to understand an author, because if you do that, then you will actually understand why they write in a certain way. So Hippie is the book that made me fall in love with him again, and this time for real. So I loved this book, but it's just not that I loved it, but it actually made me aware of Paulo Coelho as a person, because Hippie is an autobiographical book. So it's like an autobiography, but it's also a little fictionalized. So it's a fictionalized autobiography, you can say, but it's a lot closer to his life. Of course, he will not disclose a lot of things because there are controversial things in the book, and the book is all about the hippie life that he lived. So yes, it's an autobiography kind of a thing, but it's definitely fictionalized, so he says. So after reading Hippie, I actually started to understand him and his writing, and I also realized that it's not really okay as a reader to judge an author so quickly after reading a few books, or even like after reading all of their books. Like, to judge an author, you have to truly go through their journey and understand them. And I think that's why Hippie is so important, because it made me aware of his journey as a person and why he writes the kind of books that he writes. So let's talk about his writing style and pattern. So if you have read a bunch of books by Paulo Coelho, then you would know that there is a certain pattern to his writing and all of his books, and this pattern is actually pretty evident. So the thing is, in his books a lot happens, like a lot is happening, there is a lot of build up, but by the end there is not really a climax. Like, you know, the thing is, when you read the story, you're expecting a lot of stuff will happen, you are imagining all of that, but by the end it's a very like a smooth end, nothing much happens, and the build up is like for nothing. It feels like that. Like, for example, take Valkyries. When I was reading Valkyries, I was imagining all kinds of different scenarios, what can happen, what may happen, because this entire Valkyries thing was so interesting, but in the end nothing much happened. And it was the very same for the book The Zahir. Like, The Zahir is actually a pretty thick fat book, so as I was reading, I was imagining so much, like maybe this will happen, that will happen. There were so many scenarios in my mind, but by the end nothing much happens. Again, it's very like subtle, nothing much happens. It was pretty anticlimactic actually. So most of his books are anticlimactic. Not much happens in the end, and that was my main problem with him as a person, like as a reader, that why is there so much build up and nothing happens at the end when actually there is so much potential to a particular story. So yes, that was definitely something that I absolutely detested while reading his books in the beginning, but after Hippie I truly understand what it's all about, why he does this. So now I'm going to talk about my opinion on why Paulo Coelho writes in this manner, and it's completely my opinion and yours might be completely different, but whatever it is, I would love to know. Definitely write it in the comment section. So personally, I feel that Paulo Coelho primarily is a traveler and writing comes as a byproduct of the traveling. So it's no secret that Paulo Coelho is a traveler and he loves traveling, and in his life he has traveled to different places, especially to religious places, like to places where people go on pilgrimage. That's why he wrote the book The Pilgrimage. So yes, he has went to those places. Now the thing is, why Hippie as a book completely transformed my idea about Paulo Coelho. So in this book, a young man comes across a Dutch woman, Clara, and she is planning to go to Kathmandu for a spiritual journey by a magic bus, and this young man tags along and he also goes with her on this journey. And while they are on this journey, they stop at different places, they meet different people, and also they get different kind of experiences. So after reading Hippie, I totally understood his writing style. And the thing is, Paulo Coelho's writing is absolutely not about the destination, it's about the journey. So the moment you understand this, you will start enjoying his books, and that's exactly what happened with me. Like before, as I told you, I was always disappointed by the end of the book. I was frustrated when I was reading his book. That was happening because I was really so fixated on what will happen in the end. I was always thinking about how the story will continue and finish. I was always so fixated what will happen next that I was not enjoying what was happening right now. So his books are all about his journey. Like when you are on the journey, it's just about that. It's about the present moment and it's not really about the next moment. So if you are someone who loves to read a book to know what will happen in the end, and if you are someone who likes to predict and think about what will happen in the end, then his books are not for you. You will not like his books and you will end up hating him. But if you are someone who just loves to read, who just enjoys the present moment and what is happening right now, then his books are so amazing, so beautiful. So when I was reading Hippie, I was halfway through it and I realized that this book is actually not about what will happen in Kathmandu. It's about what happens in the journey. So I stopped thinking about how this book will end, what will happen to this young man and this young woman. I just stopped doing that. I started focusing what is happening right now in this moment, and I started their journey of this entire book, and I just stopped thinking about the end. And that's exactly what happened. The book was not really about reaching Kathmandu. The book was not at all about that. The book was about what you learn through the journey, and that's exactly what his books are all about. There is a lot of wisdom in Paulo Coelho's books, and his books have a lot of lessons, a lot of experiences that one can get only when they travel, when they explore, when they know different people, and all of that experience is being shared with us in those books. But if you fixate on what will happen in the end, then you will not enjoy any of that, because his books are not about how the book will end or the story will end. It's about what you learn while you are on this journey. So this is the thing that completely changed my perspective. So yes, my intention with this video is to tell you that all books are not same, and that to understand a book and to enjoy it to its entirety, you have to know what the author is all about. You have to know them, and you have to understand the author's personality, their experiences, their background. Not all of us can go travel around the world because we don't have as many resources, or maybe we don't have the time, or whatsoever may be the reason. But a lot of us cannot travel, but we can travel through books. Books have the ability to take us to different places, to make us come across different people, and to explore ideas and thoughts. And I think that's exactly what Paulo Coelho's books are all about. They are about traveling to different places, knowing about them. Like, I have never been to Spain, and I don't know if in this lifetime I will ever be there and see what it's like, but after reading his books I have somewhat imagined it in a very exotic way, and I have my own visualization of that place. And when you read his books, maybe you will imagine Spain to be completely different. So with the help of these books, we can travel to these places, we can sort of escape our reality for some time and go travel. Alright guys, so that was all for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it valuable. I'm thinking about making a similar video for Haruki Murakami as well, because I have the same kind of relationship with him. So I will definitely make that video and talk about him in length. But for now, I really hope that you loved this video and you got a new perspective on him, and maybe you liked it. So if you did, then definitely hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. Hit the bell icon so you are updated with all the future notifications, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.